That's fair. Just, don't load or anything. That's fine. Alright. Still not gonna do it, is it? That's fine too. Don't care. Phone. Ancient ass thing. Alright, this is gonna be a much shorter review than the last ones because this game is not bad per se, but it's not good. So, Dying Light 2. It's a game. The prequel, the first one, deserved a sequel. Sure, it's a great game. Developers put a lot of time into making new content and continuing the game's life, which was great. This game is a shitty sequel. It's not what we all deserved, but it's what we got. Okay, so you start off as, well, you only play as Aiden here, and that's good because they said that you would play as somebody else, and that's not the case. And that's told in the description of the game itself on the PlayStation Store, which is weird. Anyways, so you play as Aiden, and he is just a knockoff version of Crane. Crane was the protagonist from the first game, and this guy is just a lesser version of him, which makes his character just uninteresting because we already had this. Um, Gameplay wise, they focused a lot more on the parkour aspect, which is probably the only thing in this game that is great. The parkour aspect is really good. So, yeah, there's the one thing. But story is mediocre at best, which whatever. I don't. It's whatever. It does its thing and it goes on and it's cool. But the NPCs, they're 98% of them, they're just fucking mean to you for no damn reason and forgettable beyond 2 lines of dialogue, and they just don't belong anywhere. Yeah, the random NPCs that are just like, oh, good, yay, I'm glad you're here, Aiden. And you're like, who the fuck are you? Don't care, shut up. You know, and, it's just cluttered. It's filled with cluttered bullshit NPCs and whatever. Side quests are fine. You get to meet things. The main quest is fine. Weapons are okay. And traversal's fine. Those are what the game is about, really. How well can you maneuver through the city? And that's pretty much all you get. Um, the game becomes a lot easier at the second or the halfway point through the game. It becomes a lot easier. You get um, a paraglider that just allows you to fly. And then later on, you get a grappling hook, which allows you to not need anything the fuck else. Ever. The game liked to set up a bunch of puzzles and stuff, windmill towers and shit like that. It says you need the paraglider, or you need a grappling hook, or you need blah, 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 blah. Some of them, you might need those things, but a lot of them, if you just jump and climb and use your parkour, you'll be fine. A lot of them are just boring ass little puzzles that don't take more than 10 seconds to figure out. So it's that. Game starts off with you learning the controls and meeting a guy named Spike, and he says he knows about Crane. And if you want any more information about that, you're gonna have to fucking wait. Because that's all they give you. Spike dude knows about Crane. Don't know how, don't know what. Didn't even give any more information than that. No extra line of dialogue that says, oh, he saved my life, or I saved his, or I bumped into him when he was fucking delivering some medicine. Just, I met the dude once. And, yeah. And aside from the ending scene, that's all you see from Spike, too. So you don't get any kind of answers. And it's really the only question I had. And you don't get any of those answers. Which is just, it's bad storytelling. Like, if you're going to raise the question to the player, then you need to at least hint towards somewhat of an answer. Maybe not answer it outright, but give something. Else it's just meaningless dialogue. It's just to fill your game. And filler is not something we need as a player. Rosario Dawson was cool. About the only NPC worth the fuck. Her and Hakan. Really? Just two out of the, fucking 600 you meet. Yeah, that's pretty much where the niceties will stop. Getting down to the gritty aspect of the game of why it's just not worth your money. Not yet, at least. They harped on two things to sell their game. One was the advanced parkour, which they nailed. It's good. There's that. The other thing was every decision you make in this game will affect the world around you. That just didn't happen. There's lots of decisions to make in this game. And there's lots of scripted decisions the game makes for you. And that just makes Aiden feel like a puppet throughout the entire game because there's no... You only get one of two options to react. There's a lot of them that need a third or fourth or fifth option because two options is just not enough, and it makes your player character feel like just a fucking meat sack of a robot. Because you're only going to do one of two things, and a lot of the decisions you make in this game don't really matter anyway, because the game's scripted dialogue is going to force you into one decision. So what the fuck is the point of freedom of decision then? There's not. There's two decisions you make in this game that affect the world, and they're not big. The first one is picking which faction you want, either the Survivor or the PKs. Neither one of those groups are important enough to do anything to dive into. Fuck them. Fuck them both. One's a bunch of British people who pretend to be cops and military people. The other are a bunch of fucking annoying ass, please go be my errand bitch survivors. Fuck them both. I wish we had that option, but no, it's one or the other. Why not fuck them both? Um, but yeah, you do that, and if you pick one of the two groups, because you have to, um, the ending mission to get to the second part of the game, to go to the center, is what they call their little city. That mission changes a little bit. You do different things, which I only know that because I picked the survivors and my buddies picked the PKs. Well, some of my buddies. And yeah, my ending mission was different. They were telling me in game, this is different. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But it's not different enough. The same story happens when you get to the center town. Everything goes the same. And yeah, so that's one of the major decisions that actually does something different. It's a big change. Second one actually changes the game around you, which is the only thing that changes the game. So at the very end of the game, the last mission and shit, you get to decide whether you want to kill the colonel or not. If you join forces with them, then you go do some stuff and you beat the game. Cool. If you decide to say fuck him, you get to kill him, and then you go beat the game. The same way. But the thing that changes is there's a dam and the blockade of gates and stuff, that floodgates and shit, those things. That those get released, and the flooded part of the city gets drained, and then you get to freely explore some shit. It's fine. It's like 12 treasure chests down there, 15, 16 things to interact with, a lot of trash cans. So yeah, that's cool. Or you could just swim, because Aiden has the breath of a fucking alien, because he can hold his breath longer than fucking 20 minutes. Or don't level up your stamina and you'll never be able to get anywhere anyway. So the choices that you get to make that change the world around you are not big changes, and they're kind of bullshit changes. So their second selling point was, and when you start the game actually tells you that as well. Every decision you make matters. It's just not the case. It's kind of like the Horizon Zero Dawn decisions. They don't fucking matter. They don't fucking matter here either. Difference is, Horizon Zero Dawn didn't say, hey, every decision matters in this game. This fucking thing did. So, it's just, it hurts it a lot. Gameplay. To have fun with it. Yeah, it was fun. It's fine. It's dying light. You jump, you drop kick things, which is overpowered. And, you beat stuff up with your melee weapons. Or you completely break the game and equip the grappling hook and grappling hook everything to you and stomp on their head. Or drop kick anything in the corner and they immediately die. Game's kind of busted. So, on to the busted bugs and glitches and stuff. The game is full of them. Even in co-op. More so in co-op. But is it game breaking? Some of them are. There are some things that force you to die or restart your game, or whatever. So those are quests just aren't popping up. Dialogue options just not happening with the NPC, so you can't press square on them, or the final boss fight gets stuck in a goddamn barrel and you have to kill yourself or do what I did and drop kick them, because the drop kick is also broken. So there's that. And it's not polished enough. It's not refined enough for the long wait that we had, and for what they did with the first game. This one should have came out immaculate, and the aspect of not having so many goddamn bugs and dumbass glitches and just breakability. It should have been a much smoother game, and it's just not. Co-op. Co-op is a mindless amount of fucking dumbass, hilarious fun. So there's that. People levitate. People fall into the damn floors, but they're really not. It's a visual fucking clusterfuck. But it's whatever. It's whatever. You know, it only hurts the game a little bit. So if you're looking for a smooth ride, you're not finding it here. Um, Exploration, daytime and nighttime. Daytime exploration is fine. Mindless zombies everywhere. Boring. Nighttime. You have a timer on when you're going to turn into a creature. The very beginning of this game. And up until 2 or 3 stamina upgrades later is very boring. Just, it sucks the fun right out of it. And it's not. I was frustrated in the very beginning. That cat is about to attack the TV, so give me a second. Hi. Hi. Come here. Let's not attack TV. Let's not attack TV. Yes. Good cat. Kind of lost where it was. Anyways, oh yeah, nighttime cycle. So yeah, you upgrade your stamina a little bit, and or your health, either one. It increases the time you can survive without UV lights or the sun, right? So it's fine. Eventually, it becomes fine. But the bad thing is, the nighttime holds no tense moments at all. It's not scary. It's not, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. It's whatever. When your timer reaches 0, you still got a good minute before you turn, before it's game over. Unless you run into the invisible wall boundaries that tell you to turn around for 4 seconds. And if you don't, then you die. That shit sucks. And the game isn't really as explorable as you would think it is, because it has invisible walls and boundaries that tell you to turn back, especially when you're on a main mission, which you're always on a main mission. Some of them are just really picky when they want you to be linear to it. And at those moments, the game is brought down a little bit. But late game is just nonsense. It's nonsense. It's just fuck it. It's dumb. There's no fun in it anymore because everything's easy. And the game is fucking easy. There's you have to try to make this game hard. Okay? By not knowing how to jump, being a complete fucking idiot towards all the commands and buttons that the game just gracefully tells you can do. Uh, maybe not craft anything ever, and then the game will be a little bit harder. But you're also doing that to yourself instead of the game doing it to you. There's a lot of checkpoints in this game too, which could be fair. Anyways, collectibles in this game. There's a lot. There's 126 inhibitors to collect. You need 3 to level up a stat. That's fun. There's only one that doesn't. There's one inhibitor that does not show up on your map and doesn't show up on your inhibitor locator thingy. Okay? There's one that's hidden. And fuck them for doing that. There are 70 murals in the game, so there's paintings you'll see on buildings and stuff, and then you'll look around for a box with paint in it, and you pick it up and you collect them. There's like 73 or so fucking tapes that you pick up and you can listen to, which is great. Never listened to a single one of them myself, but yeah, that's great. And there's like 126 or so other collectibles you pick up, like safe combinations, pictures, drawings from other people, fucking random shit. And all of that, all of those collectibles are just, minus the inhibitors, fucking dumb. You know? I mean, the inhibitors have a meaning, and that's fine. The other ones are just random luck you run across and you find. About a third of them, the main story will lead you to, and the side quest will lead you to. You know, if you're just looking and want them, they're there. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe nah, about 30%. Yeah, 35, 40 tops. But yeah, the rest of them are just please explore our fucking boring ass city. Oh, excuse me, cities, and have fun with our parkour, which is the only thing that's going to level up worth the shit. So nighttime activity, again, their nighttime bonus that you get, like in the very first game, you survive in the night, you get a nice little fucking bonus for surviving at night because volatiles are on your ass and everything's dark as fuck and you're going to die a lot until you don't. And here, they don't care if you're out at night. Nothing happens. There's things called howlers. They'll scream, and then you get a chase, which you get runners coming after you. But there's a lot of them, I guess. You know, you can get swarmed pretty easily. So, but you know, whatever. And the chase has 4 different levels. At level 3, volatiles start coming out. At level 4, volatiles come out some more. But like level 2 is nothing. They don't bring out like spitters. They don't bring out no exploders. They don't bring out demolishers. They don't bring out fucking rammers or whatever the fuck you want to call them. They don't bring out nothing. There's just, it's fucking runners, volatiles, and runners. It's lazy as fuck is what it is, and it's boring. Okay, there's no other way of saying it. So nighttime is just it's fucking useless. Oh, also your nighttime bonus that you get for surviving the fucking night is like 2 experience. So even that's fucking insulting, and that's right in your face. So there's no point in going out at night at all. It's a fucking nonsensical mess that you don't need. Yeah, there's a trophy for getting max chase, but fuck all the trophies in this game too. They're a bunch of fucking nonsense as well. The whole game is fitted with a bunch of shit they want you to do, but a bunch of shit you don't really want to do, and that's bad. When 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 you don't want to play the game or go after things, it's bad. Yeah, there's a lot of developer rooms and secret quest lines and shit like that. There's like 10, 12, 15 of them, something like that. That's cool. That's great. I found one. I wasn't looking very hard, but I found one. And, and I found this demonic ass red rubber duck. And apparently that you need 10 of them to do something else. I just don't fucking care. It's not good enough. There's no incentive for it. But yeah, so Dying Light 2 is just not the sequel I wanted. It's not the sequel that deserves 60, $70. It's not the sequel that needs to be on a PS5 or anything like that. This could have been just DLC for the first one, charge you $40, and it would have been just fine. But it's not a whole ass game worthy thing. So nighttime sucks. NPCs suck. I don't know about the music audio because I turned it off because I was streaming it, but I'm pretty sure it sucks. The default music that I got, it was kind of shitty too. Um, NPCs are forgettable. Your main your main protagonist here is a fucking cunt, a stupid dim-witted cunt. You know, it's fuck Aiden. He's a little bit better than Ethan Winters, but on the same level of go fuck him. All right, so I've put about what 68 hours into this game, looking for a bunch of shit, doing a bunch of shit, did a lot of the side quests, explored a lot. Yeah, and that's really all I'm giving it. I'm not going to be playing this game again. When future DLC comes out and they explore, get to open up the world a little bit more, give me more story, I'll come back and play that. But it's not worthy putting in more time currently. It's a fucking mess. Developer said that it would take 500 hours to 100% their game. Well, I have about 75% of your game done, right? Trophies are at 74%, which there's like 8 or 9 missing, whatever. Your collectibles are there, but that's really all there is. I have one more level of combat to get that trophy, and I've put less than 70 hours into your game. So if I were to put another 30 or 35 into it, I could probably get all your shit. So 100 and 110 hours or so would get me 100%, or 90 to 110 would get me 100%. Where's the other 390 to 410? What kind of number is that? 500 hours gameplay? Really? Anybody puts 500 hours into this game, they need a fucking medal. Okay? There's not 500 hours worth of content in this game. Literally are going to be running around in a fucking circle for 400 of those hours to even have a 500-hour mark, right? So developers lied to us on how much time we're going to be putting in this game, the way the decision making affects the game. They lessened the horror aspect. This game is not a horror game. This game is an action adventure game. Okay? There's no horror in this game. Nighttime is busted. Not worth it. The only good thing about this fucking game is the parkouring you can do. And even that is lessened a lot by the paraglider and grappling hook. Once you get the grappling hook, you don't have to parkour no more. Why would you want to? It's slower. Not as effective. So all in all. Oh, yeah, the game has gear too. The gear, meaningless. Doesn't matter what gear you wear because the game's not hard. The game's not tuned to anything else. It's whatever. It's whatever. Breakable weapons are fine because the first game had breakable weapons. This one's got it too. Just a hidden repair feature that you have to go fucking find. I didn't find it. I don't care. I have too many shitty weapons. The game gives you too many shitty weapons. So yeah. Dying Light 2. As much as I was looking forward to it, as much as I wanted a sequel, I am left overwhelmingly disappointed. And that's how I felt from like 15 hours in. Just waiting for the game to come alive, which never happened. So we're going to wrap up the review here because it's all just disappointed in the game, you know? And then play video games for 4 days after I beat this game, okay? I was fucking depressed. But anyway, Dying Light 2 is a decent 5 out of 10. That's where I'm going to leave it. They're going to have some patches and some hot fixes and shit like that. And they're going to add more stuff into it, which will probably make the game better. It'll make the game smoother, sure. And the new content will make the game more full. It'll flush it out, which is great. And Cat, if you don't stop fucking my stuff, I'm gonna buy a super soaker and I'm gonna fucking cannon blast you, okay, bitch? Stop it. The cat is more entertaining than this fucking game. And now you're just, okay. Right. So yeah, Dying Light 2 is a 5 out of 10. It's not a shit game, but it's fucking close. And with that, I'll catch you guys next time. Later.